Welcome to the Unit 1 review. I'm going to just go over all of these and help you get prepared for the Unit 1 test that we are going to take. So I'm over here at the top. I'm looking at this matching portion. It says answers to a division problem. The answer to a division problem is called the quotient. So I'm going to connect these. The answer to a multiplication problem is called the product. In letter C, it's A, and then parentheses B plus or minus C, and that is the distributive property. D says has the same base to the same power. Those are called like terms. They can also just be regular numbers. Answer to addition is sum. The part that tells how many times a factor is multiplied, that is the exponent. The number that comes before a variable, that is called the coefficient. The part of the power that gets multiplied repeatedly, that is the base. The letter that stands in for a number, that is a variable. And the last one, answer to subtraction, is called the difference. Number 11 asks us to evaluate the expression showing all our work. So it says 12 minus w when w is equal to 7. So I'd rewrite that as 12 minus 7. And 12 minus 7 is 5. Number 12 says 3x when x is equal to 9. That would be 3 times 9. And 3 times 9 is 27. Number 13, t to the third when t is equal to negative 2. So that's going to be a negative 2 times a negative 2 times a negative 2. Negative times a negative is a positive. Positive times a negative is going to be a negative. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Number 14. A negative 24 divided by n when n is equal to 4. So we'd have negative 24 divided by 4 and negative 24 divided by 4. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. So we have negative 6. Now we have 5x plus y squared when x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 3. So we would have 5 times 10 plus y squared, which would be 3 squared. So 5 times 10 is 50. Plus 9 would give us 59. Number 16, translate each verbal model into a mathematical expression. 3 less than 1/3 of a number. So I always start out by thinking 3 less than what? And so right here I can see that it says 1/3 of a number. So I'm going to do 1/3. Remember we talked about of being multiply. 1/3 of a number, so I'm just going to do 1/3 n. And it's 3 less than that, so I'm going to do minus 3. Number 17, the product of 4 and the sum of a number and 10. The product of 4 and the sum of a number and 10. So I would do the sum of a number and 10 first. So I'll just do n plus 10. And then the product of 4 means I'm going to times this whole thing by 4. 4 times the product of n and a number. The product, that's right, so 4 times parentheses n plus 10 in parentheses. Number 18 and the last one on this first page, the sum of 4 and the quotient of a number and 9. So I would do the quotient of a number and 9. I'm going to put n on the top here, divided by 9, and then I have the sum of 4. So I'm going to put that plus 4 at the end here. That completes the first page. Let's go to the second page. On number 19, we would start using order of operations. Any parentheses? Yes, we have parentheses. So I would rewrite this as 16 divided by 2 minus 3. Then I'd go through again. Any parentheses, any exponents, any multiplication or division? Yes, I have division. 16 divided by 2 is 8. And then I'm just left with 8 minus 3, which gives you 5. On 20, we have to do the most inside parentheses, and I believe we're actually missing a parentheses by that 6. But within those parentheses, I would have to do 2 to the third, which is 8, minus 6, and put that into parentheses, minus 15, into brackets, and then I've got 3 out front and a 2 in the exponent. Now I'm going to do the most inside. That's going to give me 2. So I would have 15 minus 2 in parentheses squared times 3. 15 take away 2 is 13. So then I would have 13 squared. And then I would have to still remember that I have to times it by 3. 13 squared, which is 13 times 13. Is going to give me 9. 169. And then for my final answer, I'm going to have 169 times 3, which is going to give me 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 6 is 18. 20. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So my final answer is going to be 507. Problem number 21, we're going to use the distributive property. So I'm going to take this negative 7 and I'm going to distribute it to the 2x. So that would give me negative 14. And then negative 7 times a negative 4 would give me positive 28. I forgot my x. So my final answer is going to be negative 14x plus 28. On number 22, we're going to do this kind of backwards. We're going to do 3 times the 8, which is 24, and then we're going to have plus, and then 3 times 5f is going to be 15f. On 23, we've got a negative that's hanging out front. Remember, I talked about that as being the opposite of everything inside. So the opposite of v would be negative v, and then the opposite of plus 10 is minus 10. On the second one, we're going to distribute. So we got 5 times 4v is going to give me positive 20v, and 5 times negative 6 would be negative 30. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So if I got a negative v or a negative 1v and 20v, that's going to give me positive 19v. I also have negative 10 and a negative 30. Well, when I combine a negative 10 and a negative 30, I would get negative 40. So this would be my final answer. On 24, I first have to distribute the 2. So 2 times 8 is 16, and 2 times negative w would be a negative 2w. And I still have this part out front. And now I'm going to combine like terms. The only like terms I have are 4w and a negative 2w. And 4 take away 2 would leave me with 2w. The 16, I don't have anything I can combine it with, so it's just going to stay. And 25, I would distribute the 7 first. That's going to give me 14t plus 28. And I still have my 3t minus 18 plus. So I'm going to combine the 3t and the 14t. That would give me 17t. And then I can combine the negative 18 and the positive 28. Negative 18 and positive 28 is 10. So I would have 17t plus 10. On number 26, find the volume of a cube. I'm just going to try and draw a cube here. Here is my cube. And we're going to have 1.3 feet on all sides. So to find the volume, we do length times height times width. Length times height times width. In this case, they're all 1.3, so I do 1.3 times 1.3 times 1.3, or 1.3 to the third power. And that's going to give me 2.197 feet cubed, because it is a volume. 27 says, using the expression x squared minus 7x plus 9 minus x squared minus 3, identify the following. And we talked in class how you can just circle these terms, making sure that the negative stays in front. And that's exactly how we would list the terms. Just x squared, then a negative 7x, then a negative 9, and a negative x squared, and then a minus 3. The like terms, ones that you could put together, I've got x squared, and I also have negative x squared. There's nothing that's just x, so I can't put those together. But I do have a negative 9 and a negative 3. The coefficients, what comes before the variables. The x squared actually has a 1 in front of it, so I'm going to put a 1. Then I have negative 7. Then I have a negative 1. Because of that negative x squared, I've got a negative 1. And the constants, the things that cannot change, are negative 3 and negative 9. That's it. I hope you're well prepared for your first test. Good luck.